athletic field because back then you got to realize I was just out of high school and I had a 2.4 or a 327, and the average guy just had a regular passenger car. So it was I always had an edge, and that was a good thing. I always had top notch stuff as far as racing in my early career.
And were you racing guys like your age, or was it guys older than you?
Most guys were in my age group.
Was there any money involved back then?
Small pots, a couple $100, small pots.
The streets that you were racing your 57 Chevy on, your 51 Ford, are those the same streets that you were racing later on in your career?
No, well, in the 51 Ford, I was in Maryland, and
Maryland.
I finished school in New Jersey, and
That's how you made the move.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's where I made a move, and I started the 57 in New Jersey, and went on from there.
Did you ever race any big names with your 57 or anything like that? Or
No.
Just local guys?
It was just local guys back to 57.
A lot of people are curious, did you win more races with your 68 Camaro or your 69 Camaro or your Nova or
The big money car was this car, the 69.
this car back
Yeah.
here? A lot of the pictures I've seen are you in your 68, like the one on the back of that
Yeah.
trailer. How old were you when you got that car, or what's the history behind that car?
I got that car in 69, I think it was. The car was like a brand new car.
Okay.
And I got it right. Yeah, well, we had a gas station in 68, so I had to get the car by 69. And from there, we boom. As soon as we got the car, I built it, boom, right down the gas station. I did everything there. Danny Jessel, he did the motor for me for 427, 430, and General Kinetics, camshaft, airflow heads, wine intake, and bang, having fun.
A lot of people wanted to know what the displacement was and what the setup was.
430 inches.
Okay.
Yeah,
Cool.
believe it or not, I sold that motor just before I moved here. I had the same motor all those years.
Do you wish you had it back?
Not necessarily. Yes, antique purposes, I wish I had it back.
Okay.
It was a motor, it was bulletproof. And all I did was freshen it up every year.
Now, the car that you're most known for is this car behind us, the Black Knight 69 Camaro.
Right.
A lot of people wanted to know, how did it get the name the Black Knight, or how did you get the name the Black Knight, or where that came from?
Joe Soriano,
Okay.
WNJR radio station. We used to advertise our business, the gas station, on the radio. And he came up to me and said, I'm working on the car on regular, He says, you know what? A good name for that car is the Black Knight. That's how I got the name.
It's stuck ever since.
Stuck ever since.
That was pretty cool. This originally was Bill Blanning's car, who was a pro stock racer.
Right.
I read an article basically that you saw this car race, and then you ended up it won or something like that, and you ended up just buying it. Can you elaborate on that and tell us a little bit about how you acquired this car?
I acquired the car. He had at the time they were going out. Him and Rich Maracki.
Okay.
Richard drove the car, and he had both cars for sale. He had this one and the A modified. So me and my partner, we said, "Hey man, let's go buy a car." We had a '68 car. So sure enough, I went there and fired both cars up. I bought that car for $7,000.
$7,000.
$7,000.
And did it have the Mimi paint job down the side?
It had Mimi. It was all lettered and everything.
Oh, cool. And I was also aware that the Mimi car was a '68 Camaro turned into
Converted.
It was converted.
Yeah, you can look at the cords and tell it never was changed.
Oh, you're right.
all that's bond out.
Yeah, there's no gills on the side of that car. I never noticed that.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And the other car, Walla Booth's car, that's still around. It's a twin to this car.
Is that here in North Carolina, or is that back in New Jersey?
It's in New Jersey.
In New Jersey.
In New Jersey.
Okay.
My buddy Earl Mitchell bought that car, the Walla Booth car. He bought the Booth car after I bought that car, and he was my biggest competitor back then.
What is the setup on this car? A lot of people have asked me that as well. Is that a different motor than the 427 that was in the '68?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, initially, no. I had the same motor. I had the same motor initially, but then again, I built another motor for it later on.
And then this is also an automatic, I was told.
It's automatic now. It was a 4-speed then.
Oh, it was a
It
4-speed.
was a 4-speed car, yes.
And did it have, what rear end did you run?
Rear end?
Yes.
It's the same rear end still, a Dana.
Dana? Okay.
Dana 60.
And then you also had a Nova as well.
Yes.
And,
The Nova was in between the 68 and this car.
oh, it was?
Yes.
Okay, I read that it was afterwards, so it was in between.
The Nova was in between. I had a 68 car, then I built the Nova.
And is the Nova still around?
The Nova's being driven on the street right now
Being
in
driven
New Jersey.
in New Jersey? That's awesome. I like that. And I was told that the Nova may have had a Baldwin motion motor in it.
No, it didn't.
It did not.
It did not, no.
Is this your favorite car out of the three that we've spoken about
Yes.
so far?
That's the car.
That's the car.
That's the car. That's the car I went on tour with. I was all over the East Coast, Division I, you know, and I had a lot of fun with this car. And I won a lot of races with it.
Now, what do you like better? Do you like racing professionally or do you like racing in the street?
Well, back then, I rather live on the street because that's where I made money. Even Bill Jenkins and Lonnie, they would say, "Hey, man, so you know, you're a lot smarter than we are. So you going out here running guys for $5,000 and $10,000 one race and picking up cash. We out here running for $2,000. Got to run through elimination."
And that's a question that I was going to ask also is, did you ever race any big names in the street?
No, nah, Billy Spiegel, nah. Mine alone, he wasn't that big. He was a local guy with a Hemi. What I'm saying big, professional races, no, we didn't have that many guys come out on the street, you know. The only guy that really hung out with me in the street was Pat Music.
Pat Music. Okay.
He's the only guy that really hung out, you know. And then back then he did a lot of my machine work, you know.
Oh, that's interesting.
I cut a crease in the head with this car. Street racing, I cut a crease in the head with nitrous. 10 o'clock at night, I called Pat. I said, "Pat, I got a race tomorrow night, man. I done fucked up a head, right?" That's cursing. Yeah, okay. He says, when can you get it down there? I said, "I got a head off." He said, "Come on down." He lived in Carteret at the time.
You can sell this $5 special on Amazon.
Welded the head up, Bridgeported it, seated the valve. What are you? Go ahead, man. I'll see you later. Went out the following night, run this boy for $5,000 and beat the shit out of him. Just like that.
Now, the money, was $5,000 a lot of money to you back then racing, or did?
Yeah, well, anytime you can make $5,000, $10,000, it's a lot of money, and you know,
Right.
you got to figure out when it was, you know. And that's why I made all that money. Because back then, it was normal, like Earl, the guy I ran, there was always going to be a 5,000 or above race.
Really?
Yeah. Well, see, these guys had that, I call found money.
Okay.
I call it found money, you know, they just didn't bother them.
How much would you say that it would take for you to take your car out? I mean, how much did it average cost you to run your car on a nightly basis?
I never thought about it. The biggest thing was fuel. I did all my own work, so it was, you know, it wasn't a matter of gas. You know, I didn't shit going over the valves and things like that. I did it myself. That's a key factor that really helped me in my career. I did my own work. I did my own work and drove my own car, so it makes a big difference. A lot of guys say, "Man, it's rough. You got to tune your car, drive it." But me in the car, just like you know, sitting like a hand out of glove. You know, I ran Earl with this car, and I had a Can-Am motor. I bought from Meraki.
That's an all aluminum 427.
I had Can-Am.
Basically a ZL1 motor, but they're slightly different.
Reynolds Aluminum made it back then. I had one, and a guy in Columbus, Ohio had one at the time.
Okay.
They had the motor, and they couldn't get it out of the 10. They wouldn't go in the 9s. The 430, you know, the 99 and 980.
Mm-hmm.
Rich says, "Levi, I got this Can-Am motor. I broke a motor. I got this Can-Am motor," said, "but it won't go out. It won't get out of the 10." He said, "You want to take a shot with it?" I said, "Yeah." So I went to Syracuse, picked the motor up. I said, "This is 495. This motherfucker was running this motor with 650. I went to Speed Shop, ordered me an Eldebrock Cross Ram, ordered me 2-box Dominators. 2-box Dominators. Rejetted the carburetors, Ball Nationals, Englishtown, Raceway Park. I put a motor in there, I squirt back the runners in the intake. I get to the track, I hadn't tested it. This is, then they said, "Levi, you got 30 minutes to make a run." So I'm just finishing off the car. And everything out of the track of that motor. I got rid of my boys. We went to the line. They dropped, cleaned the tires, and I made a blast. When I dropped it in high gear, I knew I was going the fastest pass I ever made. 9:57. When I got to the trailer, every motherfucker in the track was there. When I got to my trailer, everybody was there.
So that's the fastest pass you made in the 69, was it 9:57 or was that in the 68?
It was in 69. Yeah.
What was the fastest pass you
Ever made? No, that was back then.
Okay.
It was the fastest pass I ever made back then. Yeah. And it was funny. So Nat told me, he says, well, Levi said, listen, you're being protested. Okay. You can't eliminate nobody. You know, they got to be eliminated by somebody else. So quite naturally, I beat everybody's ass there that day. I beat every song bitch there. So we get to the end. Vinny says, okay, Levi, come on, you got to go down and tear down. I said, Vinny, tear down what? I said, man, I can't tear my motor down. I got another race Wednesday night. I got a match race Wednesday night. I can't tear my car down. I ain't got nothing to put it back together. Oh, Levi, blah, blah, blah. I said, man, I'm sorry, man. I said, I tell you what, Vinny, that money I won, I said, split it between all those guys. You know, I can't do that. I can't do that. So they bought me from the track for the rest of the season.
And did you prefer racing, you raced the Englishtown for most of your career, or what track?
That was my home track.
That was your home track.
Englishtown was my home track.
Was that your favorite track?
Yes, it was. Well, you know, popularity, you know, radio advertisements and everything, you know, it was really, really. And just like before they closed, they said, Levi, all we got to do right now is advertise your fucking name. You ain't even got to have a car. The track is packed right now. Yeah. You know, it was good. I was really, really successful. Yeah, I was fortunate, you know.
It says that you've won over $1 million in your career. Was most of that in street racing?
Yes.
Okay. And that was that done $5,000-$10,000 at a time?
Yeah.
Or was there a
In
lot
this, yeah.
Sure.
3 years, yeah.
Oh, in 3 years.
I said 2 3 years,
Oh, 3
yes,
years.
yes.
Oh, okay, gotcha. And did you ever have a favorite street that you liked to street race on?
No, wherever the race at, that's where we
Wherever it
went.
was.
Yeah. But see, I concentrated on traction on my cars. I said on traction more than anything else.
Traction was most important. Okay.
Like on this car was a ladder bar, flap up bar.
Okay.
Bill Jenkins and all the motherfuckers that raced against me. At the time, they could not believe the flap up bar cars worked that way.
Interesting. Okay.
And it was nothing fancy about it. The only thing I did was took and modified the bars. When I was using electric bars, all I did was made them extend to the eye bolt in the front of the spring. That's all I did. Instead of hitting the spring back here, I put it right on the eye bolt. And the whole spring, that's what gave it traction.
Did you ever lose a race on purpose, or did you ever get paid to lose a race?
Never.
Never. Okay.
Never.
So what is the average pot size? You said $5,000 to $10,000. What was the largest amount you've ever won in a race?
About 20.
Not 20,000.
Yeah. The biggest one I lost was 30.
Oh, the biggest one you lost was 30.
Yeah, that was with this car. Yeah, this car. Yeah, when I ran Melvin. Yeah, 30 with this car.
And what year was that? Would you say?
2003, was it 3? When I ran Melvin.
Oh.
What car was it? This car.
The Monte Carlo.
It was Monte Carlo. It was Monte Carlo. Monte Carlo. Monte Carlo. That's what it's like, Monte Carlo. Yeah.
And what year was your Monte Carlo?
86.
86. And it was black, or what color was it?
White.
Oh, it was white.
Oh, no, the black one, the black one.
Okay.
See, the first one was the white one. That's the one under the deer head.
Okay, we'll get a picture of that and see if we can show the audience that.
I had 732 in there. I had 732 with 3 stages.
You blew the motor. That's
Yeah.
what you want.
Yeah,
I kept the video.
yeah, yeah, broken engine.
Oh,
Broken engine. Believe it, I had that car right there. Guess what the guy was running had? A small block with 1 4 barrel.
And then you lost 30.
I had just went I had just won in Cecil County. I just won a 720, 196 mile an hour with that fucking car. And the guy said, "Oh man, see, you got to come back, man. We'll pay you $2,500 just to make 3 passes." Everybody, because I don't like the boards, and everybody, all the guys, racing guys, man, you got the fastest car down here. I was in Cecil County, Maryland. You got the baddest car, man. Just come down and light the board up one time. I said, if I do that, everybody in the country gonna know how fast my car is. But it was bad. And, I caught hell getting that car to go down the track, Boy, but once I got that shit dialed in, it was unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Let me ask you, how much did you have in your cars on an average basis? Like, how much would you have in this car when you were racing back in the late 60s, early 70s?
Well, I was paid $7 for the car, and within 3 weeks, I ran it on Richard for $10,000.
Oh, you won?
Yeah.
That's okay for the car. How many people did you have in your crew? Was it just you, or did you have a crew with you?
No. I'll get into it when I get hands that up.
Okay.
I'll leave you get the deck list.
And so,
see his face.
these are all the people that were in your crew?
That was my guys. Back in the day, we took $50 a week out of our pocket to support the car.
Okay. This car behind you.
Yeah, back in the day.
I can't really read any of the names. You want to go over some of the names, or
All of them are gone, bro.
all they are? Okay.
Charlotte died, last year?
Yes.
And Lee died. Lee and his brother, both of them died within the past year.
Wilbur and Walton.
From the Nightingale brothers. Yeah.
I appreciate you showing us that.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, the memory's not lost.
No.
That's why we're here. We're here to kind of
Like Brad Kettner, when I got inducted in the Hall of Fame in 2016, and I said, the only thing I regret, none of my guys are here. Brett and Levi, every one of them here with you right now.
Yep. Absolutely. And speaking of some of your other friends, we have Alan here with us, and your father was Eugene, and Eugene was part of the Mutt Brothers, and that's another famous racing crew that was in New York back in the day. And did you compete with the Mutt Brothers?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We ran track all the time.
Ran track together?
Yeah, he ended up running pro stock. Yeah, just wrong with me. I was beating him until he got Freddie to drive for him. When they got Freddie.
And so, who all were the Mutt Brothers? I know that there was Ronnie Lyles, of course, his brother John.
Yeah.
I was under the impression that they weren't called the Mutt Brothers until John had passed away. Is that correct?
Right, he got killed on a motorcycle.
He had a motorcycle.
And then they started calling themselves the Mutt Brothers. It was Ronald, Eugene, Benny, and a guy named Jesse.
Jesse, okay. And for those that don't know, the Mutt Brothers are the crew that raced in the $250,000 quarter mile race back then. And Levi, you were there.
Yeah.
What can you tell us about that race? Or
I was there, and we're all the guys, guys from New Jersey and everything. We all hung out for big races. Anytime there was a big race between Brooklyn or all the top-notch guys was always there. We always betted money, And like I was telling Al, and then nobody realized until later, John lost the race because he closed the spark plug. He dropped the plug, and it hit the ground. He just picked it up, put it in the motor, didn't check the gap.
And my father always told me about the story. He said their car was never clean. We put the car in RPM,
Right.
it wasn't clean. And so he was going to stop the race.
Yeah.
But Ronald said, no, don't stop the race. We ain't going to give away that money. We ain't going to let this race happen. So they let the race go on. And 40 years later, we go into the track, me, Levi, my father. And Levi told us that John, they dropped the spark plug. And my father said, didn't I tell you that car wasn't clean? And the week after, they went to West Hampton. That's when all the guys had the car.
okay,
Tad,
And
Nicholson car.
he bought the camera from Dino Don.
okay.
And he ran Super John. John red lighted and went a 10-0. Tab went a 990. So that's what.
On Miro, teams were
Start all over.
This is gonna get ugly.
Madonna that sticks it all right hand. Broner goes down
In
for the
boxing, talking is cheap.
I'll never let a white boy beat me. I'll never let a white boy beat me. When I do beat him, it won't be because I'm white. It won't be because of what I look like. It won't have nothing to do with none of that. It'll be because I'm better than him.
When fighters bites off more than they can chew, talk trash, and then can't back it up, they end up eating their own words.
You know what's coming against smashed faces sausage.
You know what's coming against smashed faces sausage.
Boxing fans, welcome to another presentation of the Boxing Code. Back in 2013, Adrian the Problem Bruner was on top of the world.
His name is AB, about feelings. He's excited and to win. He was trying to refer to the rise of Dwight Jones as one fighters to win a world championship in the first bracket after moving up 2 weight classes.
Jumping through weight classes, Broner was set to face the renowned Paulie Malignaggi. With an excellent performance, Broner dominated Paulie for 12 rounds, becoming a 3-division world champion at just 23 years old.
I'm good. I beat Collie. I like what it's done and it's good.
At the top of boxing, this young superstar was determined to face any opponent.
I'm gonna be honest, since everybody thinks I'm picking my opponents, my next opponent, I'm gonna let y'all pick. And whoever got the highest percentage, I'm fighting.
But the fight awaiting him on December 14th would change his career forever.
My next fight supposed to be Maidana. I may give him the chance to sign a contract. Fuck him up.
But Marcos El Chino Maidana is not a regular fighter. With an 89% knockout ratio, this Argentine fighter was ready for the big stage and was determined to halt the rise of this young prospect.
Marcos El Chino.
Maidana has to fight aggressively. That's the nature of the way he fights.
Not knowing the definition of quitting, a prime Maidana was trouble for anyone. In his American debut, he fought against rising star Victor Ortiz. In an action-packed fight, Maidana got caught slipping in the first round and was knocked down. Determined to put it all on the line, he got up and connected with a powerful blow that dropped Ortiz.
Ortiz gets dropped from a big right hand.
Quickly, the fight turned into a war. Ortiz managed to land clear punches on Maidana in the second round, knocking him down twice. Maidana goes down and he gets up. Then he gets scared.
Oh, looks like Ortiz was waving his hands like he didn't want to continue. He promptly dropped you, and you look badly hurt. Were you badly hurt?
I'd be lying if I said no. You know, he does pack some power behind the punches, and I apologize for making everyone look bad, and I don't know. We'll see what happens from here on out, man. I'm young, but I don't think I deserve to be, getting beat up like this.
After an excellent fight, Maidana had earned his place in the big matches. After facing Amir Khan, Eric Morales, and Josecito Lopez, among other major fights, the time would come for him to face Adrian.
Like you don't understand English, but after December 14th,
don't think it's going to well. I'm going for the knockout. December 14th, we win about Maidana. I can't trash talk. I can't talk shit to somebody who don't speak English. He's looking at me crazy right now. I don't know if he's faking or not. Like I said, I don't know if he's faking or not. I'm not a disrespectful person like that. He's a very respectful guy, so I gotta be respectful. But December 14th, I'm gonna beat his ass, though. It's easy work. We was to fight tomorrow. I just hope Maidana's healthy, 100% in shape. Maidana, we're gonna ease work out his ass. Please let Marcos Maidana be 100% healthy in this fight. I don't want no excuses. Excuse my language, guy, but I gotta give him this ass beat.
2 rounds, and there's a right hand lead by Maidana that sticks it.
By round 2, Chino had displayed the power of his punches, showing Braun no mercy. Obvious question, how are you both physically and emotionally?
I want to congratulate Team Maidana. Maidana, he did a hell of a job. He was the better man for tonight. Stop being humble sometimes. You know, sometimes the universe will humble you.
Although Broner was throwing punches, Maidana was landing them with more power. Finally, El Chino won the fight by unanimous decision.
I'm gonna tank up for round 1, non-stop, and he's gonna get knocked down 1 round. He's not gonna hit me because his arms are shorter. He looks like a receiver.
I mean, I can see his face get swollen up every single fight. He doesn't really have much skill. It's not that special. You're getting knocked out. We're ending your little reign, and you can go retire. Gervonta Davis on the canvas is going to get knocked out.
Back in 2022, Gervonta Tank Davis was set to face Rolly Romero. Tank was coming off an excellent year, having won by unanimous decision against Pitbull Cruz and knocking out Mario Barrios at 140 pounds. Thus becoming a world champion in 3 divisions. On the other hand, Rolly had been closely following Gervonta, claiming that he would knock out Tank in just 1 round.
Man, the thing is that if he would have been in the ring with me, he was gonna knock the fuck out. And how are you gonna compare Cruz to a puncher like me? Like, bro, I'm like, 1, I'm bigger than both of them. 2, I'm stronger than both. I punch way harder than both of them, and I'm more explosive than both of them.
In this sport, you have to be careful what you wish for. Dreams come true, and Rolly Romero would get his much desired fight with Gervonta Davis.
Do you think Gervonta's scared to step in that ring with you?
Yeah, I'm terrified.
With his usual charisma, Rolly kept on letting his mouth do the talking. But would he back up all those words with his performance in the ring?
In Tank's case, Gervonta Davis is the most exciting fighter in the entire world. He's also one of the biggest attractions in the entire world.
The best knockout I've seen. Take out that Tyson that's fast twitches and the power. The pace he sets, the level of action, the level of bombs that are thrown by Tank. And this one is over.
Without a doubt, Gervonta Davis has the power to put you to sleep with just 1 punch. This undefeated fighter has been knocking out almost every single opponent and was determined to do the same to Rolando.
You see something, I'm not just work out. You hear that? I'm gonna knock you down. Yeah. You a stupid dwarf, man. I'm telling you, man, I can't even mess with it. Yeah, it's so big, like this big. A little T-Rex size, man, my tongue. This guy is here to talk. He trying to talk his way into the fight. That ain't gonna work. A clown. That's all you do is talk. That's what he wasn't at, talking. I wouldn't be something like him.
As we said before, talking is cheap, and Gervonta knew that all those threats were empty. As always, Davis starts the first round slowly. analyzing his opponent and downloading information to land that lethal punch.
Gervonta Davis said Romero wants me to come in recklessly so he can land a left hook, so I'm going to take a couple rounds to figure him out.
Raleigh took the bait and began pressuring Gervonta quickly, throwing power punches from the first round.
Oh, he took a big left
Davis took his time, round by round, looking for mistakes that Raleigh was making when throwing punches.
Well, Romero's six-seeking hard because he's going after him now.
The pressure in the arena was rising. With each punch Raleigh threw, he became more exposed to Davis's counterattack. Round 6 arrived, and Gervonta was countering Romero more frequently. Romero would throw his right hand twice, making a fatal mistake against Davis. Do you remember what happened to Leo Santa Cruz when he threw the same punch repeatedly? Let's take a look. 1, 2, and next Gervonta makes him.
How much is he gonna pay for those ones? He gonna pay. You know me, I'm gonna make him pay.
We talked about someone walking into a punch. It was Rolly Romero. He walked into that straight left.
I knew he was going to run into something because his focus was to throw everything hard. So he tried to throw his backhand, I think, and I just moved out the way and just caught him running in.
He's still undefeated and still the WBA lightweight champion.
Did you feel you were winning the fight at that point? I won all 6 rounds. I won every moment of that fight. And we need to run that shit back.
Rolly feels like he won every round and is already calling for the rematch. What's your reaction to that? Oh no, man. Shout out to him.
What's next? Everybody know who I want next. I want Terrence Crawford next.
This is gonna be easy.
Like I said, I'm gonna get these strategies. I'm gonna go over there and take his shit too. Terrence, I'm coming for that motherfucking belt.
The year 2023 was an excellent year for the sport of boxing, featuring great fights. It seemed that the bout between Ryan Garcia and Gervonta Davis would be the fight of the year, but that changed when it was announced on May 25th that Spence and Crawford would face each other on July 29th.
I have been waiting for years for this fight now. Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence Jr. have announced that they'll fight one another for the undisputed welterweight crown July 29th in Las Vegas.
A fight that would go down in the history books, where undefeated 3-division champion Terrence Bud Crawford would face the unbeaten Errol the Truth Spence Jr. to see who would become the first undisputed welterweight champion of the four-belt era.
Everybody know Team Crawford. Y'all know I get this. Let's go.
A combination that dropped Errol Spence for the first time in his career. We've been here before. You trying to get there.
There are no words to describe Terrence Crawford's incredible performance that night.
There's a big left by Crawford.
He completely dominated the fight from start to finish, knocking Errol down several times until the referee decided the beating was enough.
This is for the undisputed welterweight title. Will you stop Terrence Bud Crawford, Savage?
Put him in the dirt.
Folks, I ain't putting nobody in the dirt. I'm ready for whatever he brings to the table. He say he come and step in and break me, as you say. Let's see what's gonna happen.
Just as the best start, he landed a shot. He goes down for the second time of the fight. And the counter, right hook, the left of right, Errol Spence, and he likes skates. And the referee is intervened. Mamma mia! He is undoubtedly the undisputed best pound-for-pound fighter in the world. And the first man. Where's Alexander Usyk, the rabbit? Hey, rabbit! You are it! The Neil Soccer net! Get me Neil Soccer! Rabbit! Hossein!
Thank you very much, brother, for your courage and your bravery to accept
The fight was the future undisputed heavyweight champion of the world. Let the fight go
You're
on.
welcome. You're welcome to share in the ring with the future heavyweight undisputed champion, me. Sausage, ugly little man rabbit. Run, rabbit, run, rabbit, run, run, run. You'll fight the best British heavyweight there's ever been. People always do the work for me as back carriers.
We will see, yeah.
Yeah, we will see.
Uh-huh.
You can't beat me.
Following up, two other undefeated fighters were to face each other for the undisputed heavyweight crown. Tyson Fury, also known as the Gypsy King, possesses incredible boxing skills, able to move his waist like a lightweight, and has a great chin to take punches. On the other hand, the Ukrainian Oleksandr Usyk, a gold medalist at the 2012 Olympics and the undisputed champion in the cruiserweight division, was determined to replicate his success in the heavyweight division.
You ugly little man. Little man. When you sleep at night, ugly man, you're going to think of me for the next 8 weeks. Seen many, many people like him before. And when they fight the big man, they struggle. And he will lose. I will break him, for sure. Is this the biggest threat you've faced so far? Nowhere near. Easy fight. I'm going to make this short and simple. I want to thank God for the victory that I've received already. This is my time, my destiny, my era, and my generation. I know he can't beat. I know he can't. It's unfortunate for Alexander that he's got to fight Tyson Fury in my era. Well,
I don't
speak.
I'm very happy to be here. Thank you so much, everybody, people. I more speak in the ring.
Here we go. Tyson Fury, obviously the bigger, naturally. He's a loud space behind him. He's a nightmare.
In an amazing fight that took place in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, both fighters battled each other for 12 rounds, trading blow for blow and leaving it all on the line. Usyk imposed his style in the first round, using his footwork and speed to connect with Fury's head and body. The Gypsy King started to throw combinations focusing on the body and was able to impose his reach for some moments in the fight. The bodywork of Fury was paying off, but the Ukrainian Olympic gold medalist wouldn't back down and kept pushing. In the 6th round, Fury managed to land some clear punches that staggered Usyk. The British boxer was feeling increasingly comfortable in the ring, imposing his boxing and combinations, but this reality would change in a few moments. A few combinations from the Ukrainian were enough to tip the balance and start dominating the fight.
They'll see another round.
Round 12 arrived. The fight was very close on the scorecards, and this would be the round that determined the winner.
Punches could be absolutely
From Ukraine, Alexander.
I believe I won that fight. I believe he won a few of the rounds, but I won majority of them. And you know, his country's at war, so people are siding with the country at war. But make no mistake, I won that fight.
It was a suicide for him to sign up, and it's going to be a homicide on April the 20th. And that's what my son is going to feel. It ain't going to be a piece of annihilation. He died, just like Drago said. This ain't no game. I'm sending my son to go kill him.
You see me, you got that line again, but you see me take a knee, you know, every time you love beating it different. Ryan Garcia is a C-plus fighter, you know, with a big name. You know, he has a name, but he's not on my level. He's not on that elite level. His levels to this, far better fighters. Me and Ryan shouldn't be in the ring. If he don't have a name, then we wouldn't be sharing the ring.
It doesn't matter the state or the place, because Devin is going to beat up Ryan's pretty little face. It's 5 rounds, 5. Down goes Ryan.
April 20th was a remarkable night for the sport of boxing. Ryan Garcia, coming in as a huge underdog, was set to face Devin the Dream Haney. These two young superstars were about to clash once more, but this time in a professional bout.
You actually fought Devin Haney and Shakur Stevenson, right?
Yeah, we're rivals. We fought 5 times, beat him 3 times out of the 5. He's a great fighter. He's really good.
Having fought 6 times previously as amateurs, with each winning 3 matches, this would be the defining fight that would settle their rivalry once and for all. The anticipation was palpable, as fans eagerly awaited to see who would emerge victorious in this epic showdown. The day of the weigh-in arrived. Ryan was 3 pounds over the limit, but Haney decided to proceed and fight anyway, arguing that those 3 pounds wouldn't give Garcia any kind of advantage.
Very unprofessional. I'm a true professional. Tomorrow, the world will see that I'm levels above this average fighter.
At any point, did you consider not taking the fight, considering he just weighed by over 3?
Of course not. It don't matter what weight he came in. I'm a true champion, and I will show it. Protect yourself at all times.
Garcia quickly started to pressure Haney in the first round, landing a punch that nearly knocked him down. Haney managed to survive the first round and gradually started to find his rhythm, dominating some of the early rounds. However, every time Garcia managed to land a punch on Haney, he hurt him. Garcia would once again land a clean shot on Haney in the 7th round, but this time he knocked him down. Haney survived the count and managed to endure the rest of the round by constantly holding Garcia.
No fear, no respect.
Disappointed with my performance. I'm about surprised. I fell asleep on the left hook, but I got it there, and I fell asleep. And he caught me with it.
You went down that first time.
Thank you for watching till the end. Don't forget to share and give us a thumbs up and subscribe for more boxing videos. See you next time.
Let me tell you something about Terrence Crawford. This brother's something special. It's a different animal, man.
Terrence Crawford is the best fighter that I have seen in recent years, in past years. He can fight off the back foot. He can fight off the front foot. The guy can fight from southpaw position like he is an actual southpaw. He's mean like a Pernell Whitaker. He wants to knock you out.
He's not running from the smoke. He's not running from challenger. He's asking for it. He's not boisterous. You know, he can turn up, but he's more or less like, man, whatever, I'm ready. What do you think about this guy? Bring it on. It's simple and plain.
Makes the right moves, does the right things. He stays so comfortable, so confident in who he is and what he does as a fighter. He's literally, he's really a special fighter.
All right, hook upstairs. And Crawford has Spencer again. All right, hook that wobbles and Spence might be going down again. And this one is over. He is undoubtedly the undisputed and best pound-for-pound fighter in the
Boxing fans, welcome back to another presentation of the Boxing Code. Before we continue, let me introduce you to Boxing Showtimes. It's a mobile app that gives you access to a complete boxing schedule, full undercards, personalized reminders, daily news, real-time updates, and so much more. Dive deep into fighter records and stats with detailed insights and technical analyses, participate in polls, and share your thoughts with fellow fans. The sleek design adapts to your style day or night. From buying tickets to finding venues, streaming the fights, this app has you covered. This isn't just an app, it's the boxing community you want to join. Download now and thank us later.
fighting out of Omaha, Nebraska. Terrence Crawford.
It is July 30th, 2011. A young 23-year-old man named Terrence Crawford is about to fight in his 14th professional bout.
Hey, watch me. Still undefeated, Terrence Crawford.
Even at a very young age, Bud Crawford was already showing that he was a special fighter. He mastered different aspects of the sport, being able to switch stances and demonstrating skills that would characterize him throughout his entire career. Bud Crawford was destined to be a legend, but it wasn't until 2013 that Terrence would get his break, entering as a replacement in a co-main event fight against Bradis Prescott.
Terrence Crawford, despite the fact that he's knocked out 9 of his last 10 opponents, this is a big step up in platform, so let's see how he does here in the early going.
Bradis Prescott, a Colombian boxer with great heart and a dangerous style, gained significant recognition by knocking out Amir Khan in the first round in 2008. This victory earned him a spot in major fights and solidified his reputation as a formidable opponent.
Robinson, a terrific job boxing. You know, you may be right, so you may be a natural southpaw.
Crawford managed to prevail against Prescott, using both southpaw and orthodox stances, along with his speed and footwork to avoid being hit by the Colombian's punches.
Still undefeated.
He just totally dominated, in my opinion, the fight.
We knew what was going to happen. We knew he couldn't handle the movement, my boxing ability, so I wasn't surprised by nothing.
Just 3 months later, Bud Crawford was ready to return to the ring. This time, he would face Alejandro Sanabria. A 26-year-old Mexican fighter boasting an impressive record of 34 wins and only 1 loss, with 25 of those victories coming by way of knockout.
He's a tough guy. He's got a great record and a boxer puncher. He's a good fight. What do you know about him?
I don't take nobody lightly. You know, I just go in there feeling that anybody can take my judo away from me. Right now, I can't have it.
The stage was set for an electrifying showdown, and Terrence was ready to put on a show.
Crawford is by any weight, probably the best lightweight in the world. He now has to pull out knocking.
Although the Mexican managed to land some powerful Sanabria's body and gradually wearing him down. With a relentless focus on body shots, Terrence took control of the bout. Finally, he sealed the show at the beginning of round 6.
Congratulations, Terrence, on a sensational performance. You told us you weren't going to be gunning for the knockout. Could have fooled me.
I had to take a little bit. You know, I seen that he didn't want to initiate you come to me, so I had to come to him.
Terrence Crawford got something inside him, or medium inside him. Then that way you might be trying to put a little. He had that bully in him, that dog in him, that anywhere where he's going to get run. He bites down, he wants it more.
In his third fight of the year, 2013, and before his first world title fight, Terrence was ready to close the year with another excellent performance in the ring. This time, he would face the undefeated Andrei Klimov in another co-main event in Orlando, Florida. Terrence masterfully dominated each round, using his jab to close the distance and delivering precise combinations to the Russian's body. Crawford's performance was a technical masterpiece, as he was forced to take the initiative with Klimov remaining in a defensive shell throughout the bout. Despite urging from his corner to throw punches and engage, Klimov remained passive.
Either you go get knocked out, or you knock him out. Go out, fight. Terrence Hunter Crawford.
Everybody was asking, can Terrence Crawford handle the heat? Can he shine under the brightest lights? That wasn't the question. We all knew Terrence Crawford was going to be that guy. It was just a matter of when it was going to happen. And on March 1st, 2014, Ricky Burns, unfortunately, was the first victim to becoming a world champion.
The press around him kind of said that you haven't really had a lot to say since you've been here. Is there a particular reason for that, Terrence?
I ain't here to talk a lot.
We're here to do the business.
Strictly business.
It's not too many guys that can go into somebody's backyard and beat them in that kind of way. Terrence Crawford really showcased boxing in this fight. You gotta really give props to it.
And this was the introduction of Terrence Crawford right here. We seen what Terrence Crawford earlier before that fight, what he was capable of, but this was the introduction of Terrence Crawford, not knocking on the door, but kicking it down and saying, hey, look, y'all lightweights better watch out because I'm coming.
You can tell Terrence Crawford, kind of like how he did in any other fight, he's trying to calculate. He's trying to wait for those moments to take up and pick those shots apart. I already said this before to you. You know, this is a very, very calculated guy. He's a very, very skilled guy, and he's going in there with the intention to kill.
That's a really good shot. Burns is home again. Switching to the body. Burns covering up.
Terrence Crawford did not stop. Every fighter has a nickname, but eventually that fighter has to live up to their nickname. And I feel like this fight against Ricky Burns was the birth of Bud Crawford.
I can't think of one case in this fight where Ricky Burns has visibly hurt Terrence Crawford, and he's seen it plenty where it's the other way around.
Terrence Crawford is continuing to showing people that he is truly that competitive, power for power fighter. In this fight, he really showed people he can really box. Terrence Crawford controlled the fight. Nothing Ricky Burns could really do. Even if Ricky Burns tried to pile the pressure, Terrence Crawford, with his tremendous counter-punching ability, he broke it down and cruised by got the unanimous decision, beating Ricky Burns in his own country, in front of his fans, his judges, and his referees.
A moment of history for the American. The first Omaha born and raised world champion.
I don't think there ever going to be a moment to actually make me feel the way I felt when I was in Scotland that day, because that was my whole dream, something that I dreamed of all my life as a kid. My dreams came true that one night.
After clinching the world championship and achieving his primary goal in boxing, Bud Crawford was far from finished. Determined to reach even greater heights and continue conquering titles, Terence set his sights on one of his most talented opponents yet, Yuriorkis Gamboa, a Cuban boxer who had claimed gold at the 2004 Athens Olympics. This matchup promised to be one of the most thrilling bouts in Crawford's career.
I have nothing bad to say about the man, but only thing I can say is he shouldn't have took this fight. You ain't fought me yet. This ain't amateurs. This ain't.
Wix gives you the power of AI. With full business functionality.
How hard does Tank hit?
Surprisingly, not hard.
Tank doesn't punch that hard. Tank really doesn't punch that hard. It's just he lands a clean shot, and a lot of us are either too small or completely dehydrated.
Devastating power, pinpoint accuracy, and dominant performances. Some of the words that we can use to describe Gervonta Tank Davis. With an amazing record of 29 wins, with 27 by the way of knockout and no losses, this undefeated fighter keep walking his opponents to deep waters.
We busy. We ain't just boxing. We doing it. Come Saturday night, be prepared. Be prepared.
I'm gonna walk you to the deep waters and I'm gonna drown you. They're gonna have to pick you up. Bernard, Oscar, and Joe Goose are gonna have to pick him up, and I promise you that. I promise. Let me say for me.
Boxing fans, welcome back to the Boxing Code. In today's video, we'll be taking a closer look at some of the most electrifying knockouts and combinations delivered by Gervonta Tank Davis. And we'll also explore the reactions of his opponents before and after stepping into the ring with him. Get ready to witness the intensity and skill of one of the most thrilling fighters in today's boxing world.
Representing his home of Baltimore, Maryland, taking his first attempt at the world title, introducing the undefeated Gervonta Tank Davis.
Life is about taking the risk, and by being that's what you gotta do in order to be the best. And trust me, come January 14th, he's looking to go in there and take Jose's title.
Join me on a journey back to January 2017, when Tank went head-to-head with the unbeaten champion, Jose Pedraza. Meet the 27-year-old Puerto Rican fighter boasting an incredible record of 22 wins and 0 losses. With a perfect streak, he stands undefeated, surpassing his opponent by 6 additional bouts. Adding a touch of drama to the narrative, the Puerto Rican fighter heated up the atmosphere before the match, boldly referring to his opponent, Tank, as nothing more than a cheap imitation of the legendary Floyd Mayweather.
It's just a cheap imitation of Floyd Mayweather. Like all imitations never contain quality after original fights. Or any type of fights I'm ready after experience. The question is he ready? We're ready to do something at him. If he gets tired, he's gonna have trouble every round.
The showdown started with Pedraza marching forward, and Davis didn't hold back, throwing a mix of power shots and lightning-quick combos in the early rounds. Right out of the gate, he landed some nasty uppercuts, dishing out a serious welcome to the Puerto Rican fighter.
En este momento, ¿qué pasó? No puedo pelear con él, tú eres el tipo de boxeo fino, muévete, que te guste. Tienes que ejecutar la velocidad. El trabajo es adentro con él. ¿Estamos bien? Entonces, vamos a echarlo, vamos arriba, vamos. Inteligente, no te crees que peleas con él.
From the beginning, Gervonta didn't respect Pedraza's power. And if Tank doesn't respect your power, he's walking right through you.
You like to see say that he's sorry for Davis being signed to Mayweather Promotion because on January 14th, when he takes away his undefeated record, it's going to feel like he beat Mayweather.
Even though the Puerto Rican was taking a severe beating, he always kept moving forward. He even managed to connect with good combinations against Davis, but the power just wasn't there. Round after round, Davis was running the show, delivering heavy blows to the Puerto Rican's face and body. However, the night wasn't set for an extended run. When the 7th round hit, Pedraza took a devastating knockout blow, bringing an end to this contest.
Yeah, the strategy basically was to fight him from a distance and try to fight him inside and kind of lose some of the power, but it didn't work out that way.
Didn't seem like you were able to employ that at all.
This young man right here, natural born superstar.
Just 4 months later, Gervonta Davis decided to cross the Atlantic and visit the British boxing scene. His destination? To meet Liam Walsh, an undefeated British boxer with a record of 21-0. This marked the first time Gervonta was fighting in a professional match outside of America.
Line him up, and we'll keep knocking him down. Tay said, I don't care what the name is. I don't care where we got to go. Make it happen.
I already conquered y'all country once. And we finna conquer it again Saturday.
We're going to kick his ass Saturday.
Liam Walsh is an excellent young fighter. He's undefeated. He's fought some very tough competition to this point. We just feel and we know that Gervonta is on another level.
The press conference was a mix of respect and tensions, featuring some heated exchanges and insults traded between Walsh brothers and Gervonta Davis.
Get your bum ass out of here. This ain't your press conference. Get the fuck out of here. Y'all supposed to be here no way. Man, get the fuck out of here.
I predict I will win the fight. I wouldn't be shocked if I win by knockout. I'm just on a whole different level.
The fight was completely one-sided from the beginning. Gervonta took control over Walsh from the first round, using his jab effectively and mixing up his attacks. The difference in skill level was evident, just as Gervonta had warned. By the 3rd round, Tank repeatedly landed powerful blows, inflicting damage on Walsh and ultimately knocking him down. Though Walsh managed to beat the count, his fate was sealed. With a minute remaining on the clock, Gervonta finished him off, securing the victory.
He's very fast. I know he's fast, bro. He's very quick. I believe I've got to give him more of a chance. I think you've got to hit him with Fred Edwards to have a better man one on the night.
Listen to this.
There's no excuses anymore. There's so much potential. It's just you can get lost if you're having fun.
I have not been out of the studio in like 18 hours, but I'm hitting.
In my eyes, he's the most exciting fighter in all of boxing. He's looking to steal the show. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, from Baltimore, Maryland, Gervonta Tank Davis.
On August 26, 2017, Gervonta stepped into the ring to face his 3rd consecutive undefeated opponent, Francisco Fonseca, in a major showdown featured on the undercard of Mayweather-McGregor.
Espero que Davis esté preparado, porque vengo preparado para ser campeón.
Tank was ready to steal the show. He managed to secure a knockout in the 8th round, leaving the crowd in awe. Though it sparked some controversy as the punch seemed to hit Francisco in the back of the head.
¡Will get a knockdown! Sabemos aquí en la arena que fue un golpe legal, pero como es Gervonta Davis, todo se le permite aquí.
For all the 130s, I'm coming back for my belt.
Jesus Quayshawn, a heavy underdog, but believes he will be able.
We have a game plan, he has a game plan, and we're going to come out and execute that game plan and be aggressive as he's always been.
Jesus Cuellar, a formidable Argentine fighter, stepped up after a long layoff to take on Gervonta. Jesus Cuellar had squared off against multi-division champion Abner Mares 2 years prior. Although he managed to go the distance, the victory was awarded to the Mexican on a split decision. The fight was all Davis from the get-go. With complete control, he managed to knock down the Argentine boxer not once but twice before delivering the final blow in the third round. And after his last fight, which sparked controversy due to that illegal blow, a resounding victory was exactly what Gervonta needed to silence all the critics.
What happened was, on the undercard of Mayweather fight, I wasn't focused. Second time fighting on 40 Mayweather undercard, so it got to my head. But I went home, looked over